Alright, today we will be going over all of the Metroidvania games I have on Switch. Well, all the ones I've played, that is. I have some others I haven't touched yet, I think, but we'll get to those in another video. Starting off with Dead or School. Now, this one is... It's okay. It's very mobile feeling, and the visuals are kind of not great. It just looks very cheaply made. It moves kind of clunky. It's like at times it's kind of like bullet hell because there's so many enemies on the screen at once, but it's still just a 2D Metroidvania and not a bullet hell as far as like gameplay goes, aside from the fact that you can use guns along with your other weapons. But overall, I would say this one is just okay. It would probably get like a 6 out of 10, maybe a 7 out of 10, yeah, on a good day. It just... It has a couple things I do not like. Like, you cannot use the D-pad to move. That is the dumbest thing in any Metroidvania. Always have the D-pad for movement and figure out button placements for everything else. It's just so annoying. And I'm pretty sure up next we have another one that's very... Well, no, this is different. There's other Metroidvanias that do that D-pad thing as well, and it's so frustrating. I hate it. Up next, we have Record of Lotus War, Deedlit and Wonder Labyrinth. This one is based on an 80s anime, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was 80s, not 90s. But either way, it was an old anime. Very good, like, pretty decent anime, honestly. I've watched most of it. Well, I think I watched the first series. I think there was another something based on it. Ow, my foot. Oh, foot cramps. Sorry, Taco. Come back. Get comfy. Alright. But yeah, I do like the art on the inside there. That's pretty nice. Taco, it's okay. Come back. I fixed my legs. I'm just old and broken. Now, oh yeah, Record of Lotus War. What you do in that game, there is a variety of weapons and spirit powers to unravel the mystery of the labyrinth in this 2D Metroidvania style game developed under the supervision of original creator Ryo Mizuno and featuring Deedlit, heroine of the original series. Deedlit awakens suddenly in a mysterious, unknown place. Where am I? Why am I here? With nobody around to respond, her questions are met with only silence. Seeking answers, Deed eventually sets off on her journey alone. And from there, it just gets better and better. The gameplay is perfect. It resembles a good Castlevania, one of the Metroidvania ones. Like, it's kind of like Symphony of the Night or any of the GBA DS ones. It's just so perfect. I love that game. I will probably end up playing it again one day. It was great. Time. Now, up next, we have Guacamelee, the double pack thing, the 1-2 punch collection. This is a collection of two fantastic, flawless, beautiful, awesome 2D Metroidvania beat 'em up. Weird. I don't know. The gameplay is so perfect. I love these games, and to make it even better, this one comes with all kinds of goodies inside. Wow, all kinds. Like, on top of the fact that the inside artwork there, beautiful. Love it. Alright. Now, what all do we have here? We have a soundtrack download code that probably doesn't work anymore. Someone can have that if they want. Well, there you go. Well, yeah, alright. And DLC download codes. 3 Enemigos character pack, the Proving Grounds challenge level, and character pack. I'm gonna... I'll put that on there because I'll probably never use it, but that's pretty cool. And up next we have... What's this, poster? A teeny... Oh wait, no, it's like a Where's Waldo type thing, but where's Juan? That's cool. Well, let's see if we can even find Juan. I do not. Wait, found him. He's in plain sight. Never mind. I'm blind. Where is he on this side? Not as easy to spot. Wait, there he is. Yeah. There's one. Yeah, that's so cool. And then it has a real full color manual. Wow. So much going on in there. That's so neat. Oh, I love that. Now, plus in these games, the art style just it really resembles like a Mexican style look, Mexican art style. It's so cool and very aesthetically pleasing. Plus, having two games in one, you can't go wrong. And apparently, not that I have any friends and never will probably, but it's 1 to 4 player, so you can do that with people if you know people. Yeah. Don't forget anything about gameplay in those. They play kind of like a beat 'em up, like as far as action goes. Well, combat, I guess. Kind of like beat 'em up and a fighting game mixed in one, mixed with Metroidvania 2D game. They're a blast, and as you'll see with the gameplay I put on the screen. But either way, highly recommend those. Now, up next. We have Always Collection, which has Always Legacy and Always Awakening. Now, Always Collection includes the 2 critically acclaimed modern retro games Always Awakening and Legacy. Discover 2 beautiful pixel art adventures full of dangerous dungeons, mystic items, and ancient secrets. And then it says all of that in a different language. I was going to say Spanish, but that is not Spanish. Or is it? Maybe it is. I'm tired. But either way, it's got 2 languages there and an experience that you won't want to miss out on, according to Nintendo Life, which sometimes they're pretty trustworthy. Beautiful artwork on the inside, along with a sticker thingy. So beautiful. It's too shiny. Alright. Now, this one is more of a 8-bit. Well, yeah, mostly 8-bit. Maybe a mix of 8 and 16-bit. But it's like that style of old school Castlevania, but with Metroidvania elements. They are a lot of fun. I can't remember which one was the more recent one that was a little better. I think it was Awakening, which had better mechanics, better graphics, better everything. It was just a little better. But they are both fantastic games. You can't go wrong, and they are pretty short. You can beat them in less than 10 hours, which I always appreciate, because RPGs take forever, and that's my main genre. So. Up next, we have Axiom Verge 1. Now, this is like playing, well, it's exactly like playing Metroid, just Metroid in general. Same aesthetic, basically. It's very similar gameplay. The save rooms and a lot of the mechanics and other things are very similar and reminiscent of Metroid. You can tell that Thomas Happ really enjoyed Metroid. By the way, these were only made by one dude. One guy made this, and it is a masterpiece. I got it at the start of the Switch generation, and I beat this thing so quick. Loved it. I hate that there's a glare on my terrible camera. I'll have to figure something out about that light situation up there. But yeah, this one's just so good. I kind of want to play through it again because it's been many years, and it's so good. There's a few things to make it different than a Metroid game, like There's a glitch mechanic that kind of just makes the whole screen, the whole game really glitchy looking, but it's not a mess up. It's supposed to be there, and everything happens for a reason. It's so great. I love that game. It's very different than the next one, which is Axiom Verge 2. It had a lot of differences, honestly. This one was more melee combat versus being shooty, and the story was different. I need to replay this one and actually pay attention to the story, because I suck at that when it comes to non-RPG games. I usually just skip through dialogue to get to the gameplay because I'm in a rush, and I shouldn't be. So I'll have to replay this one to enjoy the story, but the gameplay was great, the aesthetic was great, it had a lot of snow aesthetic, and I love snow scenes, even though it's just like bland white, it's just so pretty. And this one, unlike the first game, I don't know why the first one didn't have it. It probably would if I got the special, there's a different launch edition for like PS4 back then, it probably had a manual. But Axiom Verge 2 at least has a manual, it's just not very... I mean, it's detailed, but not as far as pictures and colors go. Lots of writing, though. Can't go wrong there. And that even has a map. The print quality on that looks kind of crappy, though. Not too bad. It's just blurry. But that is neat. And then here is the inside again. Very beautiful. Traverse the breach. Explore two connected worlds, wield ancient tech, and question reality. Indra, the billionaire behind the Worldwide Globe 3 conglomerate, heads to Antarctica to investigate her daughter's disappearance, but ultimately finds herself in an entirely different reality. Where is she? Who is the mysterious person goading her from the other end of the computer terminal? Man. Explore an alternate Earth-like world, replete with the ruins of an ancient, high-tech civilization. Hack machines, battle monsters, and use your remote drone to enter the breach, a parallel but connected reality that is filled with its own dangers. You'll want to search every inch for the hidden items and upgrades you need to survive. See, just based on that, that sounds super intriguing. I need to replay that. Now we have Steam World Dig 2. This is basically another masterpiece. It's a bit different gameplay-wise, since instead of just going left to right, you do a lot of just going down and digging and breaking stuff and killing things and having rocks fall on your head to kill you. It's fantastic. Good time. Highly recommend it. And this is really neat. It's just a bunch of artwork on the inside there. Very nice. Plus, this one don't have a manual, but it has a nice poster if I can not damage it. There. So, double-sided poster. We have Missing Rusty on that side, and then our main character on this side. Very nice. And back in the case you go forever. Alright. Now, adventure waits below the surface. Dig deep, gain riches, and unearth the terrors of the underworld in this platform mining adventure. Bonus double-sided poster and exclusive reversible cover. You know, it's kind of a reversible cover, but it doesn't say what it is on the spine, and it would be hard to tell on the shelf what it is, so I can't do that. Now, up next, we have another Castlevania-like, called Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon. This is reminiscent to the original Castlevanias, not the Metroidvania ones, even though I think this one has some Metroidvania elements in it, just nowhere near as much as the pure Metroidvania ones. It also has a beautiful artwork on the inside, along with a manual. And there's no blur, alright, no details about it. However, here's the story. There was once a man who had been given the moon's curse by demons. That man was Zangetsu. Wrapped in crimson garb with eyes like fire, he relentlessly pursued the demons who cursed him. As he journeyed from one pit of darkness to another, he would stop at nothing until he struck down every last demon in his path. One night, he sensed the looming presence of a great demon. He swore to eradicate all demons no matter how much of a threat they posed. Bathed in moonlight, he cried out as he drew his sword, which consumed the darkness from within its wretched steel. On that night, either the demons or the moon itself would feel the wrath of his blade. And then it just goes over the protagonists, Sengetsu, Miriam, and Alfred, and Gebel, or Jebel, I can't remember how you pronounce it, but not much of a manual, just a little artwork of each character and a little story behind them. Miriam being the main one in general, I feel like she's on the next game we talk about. But up next, speaking of which, we have Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night. This follows Miriam specifically, and it's more of a, what is it, 2.5D game, I think is what they call it, because it's like 3D visuals on a 2D plane, and this one's strictly like Symphony of the Night if it was more in 3D, along with being a bit clunky and having some performance issues on launch day, obviously, because games never come out perfect anymore. Now, this one is a game created by Koji Igarashi, which I'm sure had something to do with the Castlevania games, I just can't remember what. In Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night, play as Miriam in this gothic horror side-scroller as she tries to save humanity and herself. Multiple playable characters, orchestral soundtrack by Michiru Yamane, numerous modes and ways to play, many enemies to fight and familiars too. Cook, upgrade, and customize. See, that was one thing that was really addicting on this game. The cooking, the upgrading, all that stuff. Lots of fun. I almost 100%ed it, and then I think I got distracted, or something got difficult. I don't remember, but it was addicting while it lasted. And no artwork on the inside, very bland, no manual, nothing important. Cool. On to the next one. Dungeon Munchies. Now we're back to some mediocre games. This one is okay. I strictly bought it because it was on sale and basically free in my opinion. It was... I liked some of the art style, I guess. Gameplay wise, kind of didn't really care for it. And everything else I didn't really care too much about it. It was just okay. I don't know how I beat it somehow. I just kind of plowed through. It was very bland. I barely can remember anything. Yeah, I was expecting it to be a bit better, but on the bright side, it does come with some goodies on the inside here. It looks like we have another... Oh, that's not really a poster. That is recipes for this game. This cookbook is property of the professional necro chef Simmer. So that could actually be useful during a game, possibly, because it shows all kinds of recipes there. And then we also have really neat premium quality filling stickers, like those are really nice filling. And then we have a soundtrack download, which I'll never use. Now, I'm trying to think, because this one's so bland and hard to remember, but I think the only thing I can remember is how bland and choppy the visuals were, like the movement. It just looked terrible. It was like 1 to 2 frames a second when you were chopping a sword or something. It just looked stupid. It could have been so much more because it had a good idea and it was also dark and messed up and mature rated. It could have been good. You are what you eat. Hunt down monsters to cook and eat them. You've been revived in a massive underground complex and you must leave this bizarre facility. Aided by the undead necro chef Simmer, you must stay safe, get fed, and find a way to get out. With a stomach that can only take 7 dishes, you must put together a meal that maximizes your abilities. See, it sounds decent. It just wasn't executed super well, or I'm just picky and it wasn't my type of thing. Now, here's a better one. Cave Story. This one's just a classic for indie fans in general, because it's been out for a long time. I can't remember when the original release came out. I want to say on the DS or 3DS, one of those. But it's been around forever. Here's the complete version, the Cave Story Plus. It's got everything in it. It's so good. It's not really like a full Metroidvania. It just has Metroidvania elements. It's more of a 2D action platformer with some exploration involved. But this one's great. If you want an 8-bit, challenging, fantastic indie Metroidvania type game, check this out. It's perfect. So much fun. Plus, it has a heavy manual, and on the inside we have some art right there that's just beautiful. Could almost be a double-sided thing if it would just have the thing on the spine. I don't want to set something on the shelf that don't have any writing on the spine. I want to know what it is. And then we have a full color manual, it looks like. Such a good game. A young amnesiac hero discovers a hidden land and vows to protect the defenseless creatures who live there. Can he stop the Mad Doctor and learn the truth about his own past? Highly polished and addictive, K-Story Plus uses retro game stylings to deliver an all-out action-adventure extravaganza that is both charming and deadly. Super challenging platform shooter action, fantastic weapons, colorful characters, deeply nuanced storytelling. This is K-Story Plus, your new favorite game. It's definitely worth it. I highly recommend that one. Up next, we have Owlboy. Another one that I got at the release of the Switch, basically, in the beginning. And for a Sodesco game, it's actually really good. Sometimes they're kind of cheapo and not the best games, but this one, perfect. Aside from not having artwork or anything on the inside there, it's kind of bland, but still. Perfect game. It just follows, what's his name, I think Otis, and the story was more touching than I was expecting, so if you want a narrative Metroidvania, like heavily narrative, this one's good. It actually made me tear up a little bit at the end, if I remember correctly. Join Otis and his friends on an adventure and fly your way through this award-winning, story-driven platformer. And then everything else is in foreign languages, so it doesn't have much to say, but it does sound good. I mean, can't go wrong with that, having, a flying Otis with a story-driven platformer. Sounds awesome. Plus, the gameplay obviously is a bit different than most Metroidvanias, since you can fly around. You're not just stuck on a 2D plane, basically. You can just fly all over the place. It's so cool. And so much stuff to collect, and I love that game. That's one I could play through again. Here's one I'm going to get rid of. Not because it's a bad game, but I don't believe in having one that doesn't have the original artwork. I only got this at the time because I was working at that GameStop, and I got a good deal, plus I only wanted to play the game, and I had a great time playing the game. It was awesome. It's just a 2D Metroidvania where you basically isekai'd into a whole new world, and she's just trying to figure things out and beat bad guys and explore and figure out how she got there. It's just so fun. You get to beat people up with purple hair. You can't go wrong there. I mean, using her as a weapon is the best thing ever. And up next we have Cat Maze. This one was a very nice, sweet, short and sweet Metroidvania, kind of a mix of 8 and 16-bit visuals, sort of. No, more between 16 and 32, probably, because it's a little too clean and pretty looking. But it's just retro looking, great gameplay, very, nothing too crazy, just basic, simple gameplay, but it's a lot of fun. And is there anything inside? Yes, there's artwork and a warning piece of paper. Yay. Alright, here is the inside. Beautiful. I love when they have artwork. It's so good. Age-old tales will come to life in this unforgettable adventure of Elysia. And then we have a controversial one for me. Most people love this game. I do not. Or at least so far I do not. It's Metroid Dread. I want to love it. I want to love it so much. It's just... like, the gameplay is so smooth. It's so great. But I hate the ME. They are so annoying. I don't want to play a game that constantly stresses me out, which the name makes sense, Dread. You're constantly scared and on the run from those stupid things. I'm currently stuck at a part where I just can't get through one for some reason. I'm probably just going to start the game over one day and see if I can make it through then, because starting it, picking up, and dropping it, and then picking up again, I need to start fresh. I know I can beat this game. I just gotta be in the right mood, and it doesn't feel like a Metroidvania to me like they should. It just feels like a horror game, but in 2D and not a fun one. Aside from the gameplay. Like, the gameplay is great, it's just that one stupid mechanic. I hate it. I know some people love that, but ugh. 2.5D type of thing. Even some of the cutscenes are full 3D if I remember right. But that just makes... the visuals are beautiful, they're modern looking, and the gameplay is just so fast and fun. I could not recommend this one enough. It was one of the few that I picked it up. I basically played through it without playing anything else and didn't get distracted. It kept my attention the whole time. It was great. Not all games do that. I'm usually game jumping if something's not clicking with me. Now, we have Lost Epic. This one is a very pretty looking game, kind of similar to a Vanillaware game, but it's not made by them. And the gameplay is kind of like action RPG-ish. There's a lot of leveling up, equipment to get. The combat is obviously action RPG-ish, but so is many other Metroidvania games. They're just not classified as that, always. And then it also has a little, probably a sticker, I can't tell, but just a little visual there. And then we have a pathetic manual, just one page, but better than nothing. And here's the inside, which is even better. It is just pure art. Now, this is such a good game. It might feel a little clunky and cheap at times, but it's really good. Could not recommend it enough. And I cannot read the blurb on the back because it is in Japanese, but just take my word for it. It's a beautiful, great game. Play it. Now, up next we have Scaffold Double Pack. This one has Scaffold Shrouded Insanity and Scaffold Usurper. Well, what is it? The Shrouded Insanity is like a top-down... I mean, like, top-down's bird's eye view Zelda-like game, but with Souls-like difficulty and gameplay somewhat. It's crazy. It's very difficult. I died a lot. I still managed to beat it somehow. I still haven't beat Usurper, which is the Metroidvania type one, and kind of a roguelike at the same time. But either way, they're both fun. I still need to work on Usurper until I beat it. The first one only took me about 4 hours, maybe, if that. Lots of dying, though, and just upgrading stuff. Once you upgrade stuff to a certain point, it's just not very difficult after that. But I highly recommend these if you like a good challenge and kind of Metroidvania-ish elements. Beware, your sanity will be tested as the truth unfolds in the hungry, all-consuming fog. That one's from the Insanity one, and then on Usurper it says, the outer-worldly citadel has landed in the city, causing massive panic and releasing the maddening fog. Nice. And then on the inside here we have some nice artwork. And then a little flyer from Red Art Games, which if you like random indie games, check them out. They're a pretty good company. Always coming out with cool games that I would have never got otherwise. Like this, for instance. 8 doors. I prefer this. This is way better than Dread. And it's not high quality at all. It's indie. But another Red Art game. I mean, they're awesome. This is just one that is like, it's very unique. It's got a black, white, and red and gray like color palette throughout the entire game, which I kind of enjoy. I like the difference. And then the gameplay is just like basic 2D Metroidvania. Nothing too crazy. You get to ride a frog and use that sometimes, so that's pretty cool. But just nothing too crazy. Just good Metroidvania if you just want something basic to go through. It's not as good as some Castlevania games, but it's still okay for Metroidvania. And then play as Arum. Enter the realm of the afterlife and pass through the 8 doors of purgatory in search of her father's soul. So it has a bit of a story too, so yeah, I'd recommend it. It's a good time. Especially since it's different color palettes, I always like that. Then we have Ender Lilies, a very similar one artistically just because of how dark it is. It does have some more coloring to it, I think, at times, but it's just very dark. Very dark and hard and Souls-like, but fantastic game. I still need to beat it. It's just, it got a little difficult and I got kind of stuck. But I'm close to the end, so I'll just have to pick it up again and try to beat it one day. Another one I can't read the back because it's an import. Yeah, Japanese. But I'll learn Japanese one day and then I can read it. Now we have Promenade. This one is pretty cool. It's different in one way that it has absolutely no dialogue in the entire game at all. And that's part of its gimmick. It has other ways of kind of telling you what to do, like characters would have little images of something on there instead of a dialogue box or something, but other than that, it's like a 2D Metroidvania collectathon. I want to say the combat is kind of lacking, if I remember right. It's still one I need to be. I've only put a couple hours into it before I got distracted, and I just need to be in the right mood. But very cute little game. It looks very childish, but there's more to it than that. It's a lot of fun. It's just, you gotta be in the right mood to collect stuff and like actually explore and look around all the time. Put on your hoodie. Grab your Hulk friend with you. The great elevator has been broken, and its cogs have been scattered all around the world. So yeah, you gotta go around looking for cogs all day. Sounds like a good time. Now, another red art flyer thing, and then we have some artwork on the inside. No actual manual, but at least there's art. He's so adorable. I need to get back to that and beat it. It's probably only a few more hours of it, but one day. Now, here is a pretty unique one that most people probably have not heard of. Saga of Sins. Another red art game. Now, this one is, it's very different, honestly. It's like you play kind of in a hub world as this one character who just goes around and you can upgrade stuff in the overworld thing, you can talk to characters, and that's where it gets into the real gameplay. You talk to characters, you go into their minds, and that's where the real action happens, where you turn into this guy, right there, and he can do range attacks and mainly just shoot. It's kind of like a almost Mega Man-ish, kind of, but there's 3 different attacks that you can use kind of in rock, paper, scissors style to overcome the enemies and the different floors and all that. Now, transform into demonic creatures and fight the 7 deadly sins. Play as the righteous cleric Cecil, who can enter people's minds by transforming into 4 unique demonic creatures, 4, not 3, my bad, such as a howling werewolf or a fierce gargoyle, to fight the 7 deadly sins and free the plague-infested village of Sinwell. Every creature has individual skills that can be upgraded for gold dropped by enemies. Once unlocked, you can switch between the creatures on the fly, each featuring a devastating power dash. Switch between your demonic creatures on the fly and make use of their unique abilities and shot types. pretty good game. I still need to beat that one as well, but it's very different. And the art style is just very pretty. It kind of looks like a church stained glass window in a way. It's so neat. Now we have Sword of the Vagrant. Another Vanillaware-ish looking game, kinda. More so than the other one I think was. But it also has very similar... This one's just like Lost Epic in a lot of ways, in my opinion. But so good. A little bit of fan service if you're into that as well, as you can tell. And then this one actually has a poster instead of a manual. Yep, there's some fan service for you. And since I was comparing it to Lost Epic, it obviously has action RPG elements with equipment, upgrades, all that good stuff. The gameplay is Metroidvania-ish, exploration. It's great. I completely destroyed this game when I got it. Battle through hordes of monsters on a journey to reunite your family in a fantasy 2D action RPG. That's all it has to say, but highly recommend it. Check it out. Now, here's another one that kind of got... It's so pretty and it's great, but it got frustrating to me because I don't know where the hell to go. It's one of those that doesn't fully explain where to go. The map for this Metroidvania is a terrible map. I like the grid-based maps that actually show specifics. This one just shows like a general overlook of the area. It doesn't... I hate the map on this game. I hate it so much. Everything else about the game is perfect. The gameplay, great. The visuals, great. Even some of the writing. Like, there's a ramen shop in one of the towns that you visit, and the character's name is Naruto. So, like, I love little things like that. I want to like this game. I want to finish this game. I hate the map. It doesn't tell you where to go. Like... Yeah, and another one, I can't talk about the blurb on the back because it's Japanese, but I recommend it. Just know that it's frustrating because it doesn't tell you where to go, and there's like no way to figure out where to go, or I'm just being dumb because I've tried and tried where I'm at in the game and I can't figure it out. I'm actually tempted to start over just to see if I can figure out what the hell I'm doing wrong. Like, one of the only downsides is some Metroidvanias. I like it when they have a good map and you can actually figure out where to go no matter what. Now, up next, we have another one that's hard to figure out where to go. Vernal Edge. This one is a 2D Metroidvania at times, but then the overworld, the hub section, or whatever you want to call it, is like a PS1 graphics type of thing, PS1 aesthetic, where you fly around to different islands trying to figure out which one to go to, even though it doesn't tell you which one to go to. They're all different levels. Every single one I go to doesn't have anything to do. It's just a freaking dead end. I don't know what the hell to do on this game either. I love like the idea, the overall gameplay. It plays fine. It's just I want a more straight line game. I don't like not knowing where to go. It's so frustrating. I've gone to every planet I think and I can't figure out what to do. So I may never finish this one, but I may start it fresh and try to finish it one day. We'll see. We'll see. Just for now, I'm kind of mad at it. But Vernal Edge is a 2D action-packed Metroidvania featuring an intense combat system. Help Vernal get her revenge once and for all. I want to, one day. It's just so frustrating when it doesn't say where to go. I think that's why I've been enjoying JRPGs more recently, because most of them are just linear, and I like that. I don't play games just to play. I want a straight line story. I want to get to the end. I want to finish it. The only game I play for fun is Stardew Valley, I feel like. Now, up next, we have Hollow Knight. This one is one that doesn't need much of an introduction, I feel like, because most people know of it, or of its sequel, at least, that has not come out yet. Now, it's also another one that I, unfortunately, have not beat. It's a massive, massive Metroidvania. I don't think I've ever played one this large, but I put in probably about 30 or 40 hours. I'm very close to the end. There's just way too much to do. so much to do, and then I got distracted by hundreds of other games over the years, so maybe I'll get back to it one day, maybe after Silk Song eventually comes out, if it even comes out this year. I still don't really fully believe that. Let's see, is there a blurb? Brave the depths of a forgotten kingdom. Forge your own path in Hollow Knight. Epic adventure and adventure through a vast, ruined kingdom of insects and heroes. Explore twisted caverns, battle tainted creatures, and befriend bizarre bugs, all in a classic hand-drawn style. It includes 4 giant content packs, expanding the game with new characters, new bosses, and new music. That's the problem. They added too much stuff, and now it just takes too long to beat. But still, such a pretty game. I will get back to it one day, for sure. And I do like that it actually comes with a full map on the inside. There. So, that's great. More games should do that. Unlike Bow, Path of the Teal Lotus. Now, here's an actual instruction manual as well, fully colored. That's such a heavy game. I love it. Wish they all felt like that. Now we have Shovel Knight, Treasure Trove Edition. Here is one, basically 4.5 of the best games ever made. They are awesome, especially Shovel Knight. The main one is great, but I think I enjoyed Plague Knight even more at times, and then King's Knight I still need to do, and Plague's Knight I still need to do, but we'll get there. I mean, these are just perfect, though. If you don't know what they are, they're like 8-bit style, kind of 8 to 16-bit style Metroidvania action platformers. Now that I think about it, these are more of an action platformer. They're not really Metroidvania because you don't go back exploring much. It's pretty straight-lined, which is nice. Either way, great games, 2D action games, fantastic. And all of the different games like Plague Knight, Spectre, and all that, they all have different gameplay styles. They all play differently. It's so good. And there is a blurb on the back. Jump and dig through 4-pixel perfect adventures. And then there's also a game that is called Showdown, which gather friends or foes for multiplayer battles. So it's a little fighting game sort of thing. Yeah. And also up to 4 players, so there's that as well. So highly recommend it. If you have not tried it, check it out. And then on the inside there's also very nice art there with him at the campfire. And that one's actually reversible because it has a thing on the spine. Yeah. Alright, we're getting close to the end here. Up next we have Salt and Sanctuary. This one is it's kind of like it's a Souls-like, definitely a 2D Souls-like Metroidvania sort of game. It's one of the few Souls-like that I've been able to beat because there's a very cheap way of doing so. If you do not go the melee route and you go mage, you can get a pumpkin head and you can destroy everyone in this game very easily. Not because of the pumpkin head, but I like that aesthetically. Because Halloween is the shit. I love Halloween. It's the best. And every month should have Halloween in it. Every month should be October, and we should just get rid of the rest. Because screw everything else, especially summer. I hate summer. Summer is stupid. Should not exist. Just, ugh. Now, this is also one that you can play with a friend all the way through the game. If you have a friend that actually doesn't suck, because I've played a couple files of this with people, and they kind of just held me back, and I'm not that good at these games, so that's pretty sad. But that's normies for you. They just they're so boring and suck at things. A doomed sailor is shipwrecked on an uncharted island. A wonderful new take on the Souls formula. Skull Studios continually impresses. Salt and Sanctuary is truly inspired. there was also a sequel to this that I've not played yet. I've heard mixed things for it, unfortunately, because I had really high hopes, and I still do. I really want to get it, but not until they make a physical. I'm so sick of this digital-only world we live in. It's just dumb. I don't want to waste money on something that don't exist. But hopefully they'll make a physical one day, because this one's so perfect. It has everything. Manual, has those other two things that just showed, soundtrack thingy, all kinds of stuff. I just really want the new one, even though it's got mixed reviews. One day we'll get a physical, even if that stupid limited run company does it. Also, that game had a pretty cool mechanic where you could find these little message bottles that I think were put there by other players, because it's like it has online features in that way. I usually hate online stuff, but that's kind of a cool way to use it, as long as I don't have to play with someone else. I hate playing with people. Ugh. And then we have Ori and the Blind Forest. One of the best games ever made. It saved gaming for me in a way, because I had it. Long story, let's go on a rant here. Back in the day, during high school, I had a 360 and basically nothing else, even though I grew up on Nintendo. So from the 360, since I actually loved it, the games on it, Gears of War, it had JRPGs, it had a mix of everything. And then Microsoft, then they made the Xbox One. And I purchased the Xbox One basically at release, because I was going from a 360 to that, and I thought I would love it, I would like the games on it. Turns out they never made games on it, aside from just basic stupid shooting games and sports games that no one cares about. Well, no one important anyway. So when they finally made Ori and the Blind Forest, I finally found a game I enjoyed. Along with a couple others, I did. Stardew Valley was one that saved my life on Xbox, and so was Mega Man. Those three, without them, I might have just quit gaming for a while in general, and I don't know where I'd be now, because I was going down a dark path during that time anyway, so I could be in prison, I could be dead or something, you know. So, Ori, Stardew, and Mega Man basically saved my life and brought the hobby back to me, thankfully. Because without them, I don't know where I'd be. Especially this, I love Ori. It's so beautiful. The movement is so smooth. The art is fantastic. It doesn't look like any other Metroidvania game in existence that I can think of. I mean, there might be some similar, but nothing is as good as this in that way. I even got to the point where I was trying to, I was getting really good at it for a while there, and I tried to master it. I tried doing hard difficulty. I tried playing through without dying a single time. I don't recommend even attempting that unless you are insane. But I got closer than I ever thought I would with this game. And maybe one day I'll actually try it again. It's just, I loved it. It also came with a soundtrack thing that I've already tried to do online, but the stupid website, it's down. It don't work anymore. So that's cool. Another reason why I hate digital things. Like, if you give me a soundtrack, give me a freaking physical one, man. Like, Will of the Wisps. I'm so glad these came to Switch, so I don't have to have an Xbox anymore, or I don't have to play it anymore, at least. Don't have to force myself to. Since they came on a console that actually is fun to play on. And has a good library. This is pretty much exactly the same as the first game. Different story, different map, and slightly different gameplay. As far as in the first game, you use a little light ball thing that attacks enemies for you. In this, you have an actual weapon. If I remember correctly, kind of like a sword-like thingy where you actually physically hurt the enemy instead of relying on a little light ball to do it for you. And I think that gave enough difference to make it fun, like really awesome to play the sequel. Because it wasn't just like the first, the story was a little different. It continued immediately from the first game. It's just, this game is so good. I don't want to talk too much about it because of spoilers, but just grab these, or at the very least, look up the soundtrack online and just listen to it. That's all. I mean, if that doesn't make you want to play the game, I don't know what else would. And this came with another digital soundtrack that I can't do anything with because the website's down. It also came with some of these little postcard things like the other game did, but I've opened these unlike the others. I should open the others because I'm never getting rid of this. This is mine forever. They're so pretty. I would like to just get a little scrapbook like thing to put these in and have on display or something. God, they're so pretty. And we are getting really close to the end here. We've only got 2.5 games left technically. Now, the next one is going to be a weird one that almost no one's heard of. Dust, an Elysian Tale. Now, I'm proud to say that I knew of this game and I'd already played through it basically before it even came out on Switch Physical. And I only say I'm proud of that because this is a super expensive game. I did not buy it for that purpose. I bought it from Limited Run when it first came out because I wanted to play this game and own it. I wanted to replay it. I played it on the 360 Xbox Live Arcade thing, and I'm done with digital. There was a small time where I bought a couple things digital. I will never do that again, unless they're like 99% off. But now I have it physical, and I only spent the limited run asking price, which was probably like 30 or 40 bucks. It now goes for over 100. Just, I don't know why. Unless it's because of the furry community, since I got called a furry for enjoying this game, and I didn't even know what furry was at the time. And if you don't look it up. But I am not. I like this game because of the gameplay. It's so fun. It makes you just feel like a badass at times. You can just jump in the air and slash enemies like tens of times, probably hundreds of times at times. I can't remember, but you can just do massive combos on them, and it's so fun. It's plus the map is great. You never wonder where to go. It's always easy to figure out. And then it also has a full color manual, which I would hope, since it did come from Limited Run, and they should put more effort into their stuff, for sure. Now, I hope that some of y'all can eventually play this. I mean, obviously owning it physically is not a good option for most, but find a way to play it. It's worth it, even if you have to do digital. Just make sure to get on sale. Now, here are the final games, or game, Dead Cells, and, well, my original copy, which I got when the Switch came out, and I put hundreds of hours into this. I beat all except the final difficulty, and there's 6 difficulties. The final one just had an extra stage that I could not get through, and I was so burnt out at the time that I set it down, and I'll probably try that again one day, but for now, I'd rather play the DLCs that I've missed out on, which is all on this. It has the Castlevania DLC, obviously, but it also has all of the others that Dead Cells ever made up to this point that were originally, they weren't free. Like, it has all of the non-free ones on there from that time. I think they've made something new since then that I may not have, but I could be wrong. Either way, it has like 4 or 5 different DLCs on it, including Castlevania, and you just can't go wrong. This is like, it's like Castlevania on crack, in roguelike edition, because the combat is so fast. The visuals aren't really Castlevania-ish, except on the castle part when you get there. But the gameplay is very Castlevania-ish and very, very, very quick. So hence the crackhead mode. They're so good. I don't even like roguelites that much, and these are just, it's probably my favorite game. One of my favorite games on Switch, in the top 5 Probably. I'll have to make a list of that one day. But the day they announced that they were doing Castlevania, I got a little too excited. Now let's see what the blurb says here. We got Dead Cells puts you in control of a failed alchemic experiment trying to figure out what's happening on a sprawling, ever-changing, and seemingly cursed island. Oh yeah, you play as a headless prisoner dude, by the way, so there's a lot of lore involved. It's really neat. Also, my original copy, which I'll probably never get rid of even though it's the same exact game with less content, it has a little art book here, and it also has some nostalgia since it's my original copy. I don't want to get rid of that. But here's some beautiful little art here. I need a better camera one day. Until then, it's whatever. But there's that. There we have some artwork on the inside there of the headless dude. I really hope that they make an anime of this one day because they've already done some animated little skits or trailers and stuff, and it looks so good. They could do something with anime for that for sure. Now this doesn't have anything on the inside, unfortunately, but it does have reversible artwork, so that's something. And then the blurb says, Dead Cells is called once again to pay tribute to Castlevania. Dead Cells est de retour pour rendre hommage à Castlevania. Battle through the ancient corridors of Dracula's castle in this expansion to the acclaimed fast-paced action roguelite Dead Cells. Includes Rise of the Giant, The Bad Seed, Fatal Falls, The Queen and the Sea, and Return to Castlevania. So 5 DLCs. Get this game. Get this, people. If you like Castlevania or Metroidvanias or anything, even if you don't like roguelites, get this. And just do it. I like Hades and that indie games in general are getting a lot of praise these days, but this is so much better than Hades. And Hades gets all the love. I hate that. It even got a sequel. It's not a bad game. Dead Cells is 100 times better. So, if you like anything like that, check it out. If not, go play whatever boring games you prefer. But until then, I think that does it for today. Yeah, I will put all this together and yeah, we'll see you later. I'm gonna finish my coffee now because it's still very early and I didn't feel like working today, so here we are. Hope you all have a great day. Until next time, bye.